live back in action, attacking your speakers from the field to the bleachers. This is the Power 32 podcast, and we are in the house ready to rock and roll, making it happen. My name is Jason Fearman, a.k.a. the Sports Prophet, a.k.a. the Smart Guy, along with my smart-ass co-host, Mr. Kenny Cole. 49ers take on the Seahawks tonight. Big game for us, brother. What's happening?
I'm doing pretty good, but more importantly, how are you doing out there?
Well, I got lucky, you see. So I'm more like on the eastern side, well, not all the way east, but I was south of where the major hurricane hit. So it went up Tampa and kind of went north, northeast. So I got very, very lucky, man. I mean, it was windy, it was rainy, but man, did I get lucky. I feel bad for those who didn't, because Helene, just a couple of weeks ago, and now this freaking storm, Martin or whatever the hell it's called. I hate these damn names. It's ridiculous, but yeah, man, I feel bad. People's lives get flipped upside down just like that. It's terrible.
People who are living paycheck to paycheck, or even behind paycheck to paycheck,
yes,
and it's debt on credit card, get debt, and then lose everything, and insurance doesn't give an F about you, man.
I was just going to say, there's no insurance in the world that covers all that.
You have to have family or something to help you out.
Yeah, this is a problem for a lot of people. Yeah, people were evacuating their homes. They were leaving. They were coming to Miami. They were going, somewhere as east and south as they could possibly go. And they don't even know what they're going home to, man. But, real disaster, really shitty, and it sucks. And, of course, we pray for those who have been affected by it and hope that everything, goes as well as possible. But
times like this is when the National Guard gets to work. Like National Guard, this is where they're busy doing stuff.
Yeah, still waiting to hear what the damages are and everything like that. But I know it's not going to be pretty. Hopefully the death toll is down significantly from what we saw from Helene, which we had over 200 people die, which is crazy. You don't think from a hurricane that happens that much, but it's the world we live in, man. It is. All right, well, let's try to cheer up a little bit. Like I got lucky. I don't know how many more times I'm going to get lucky over here. A very unlucky man is Robert Saleh. He is out of a job as a New York Jets head coach. A lot of us saw this coming, but not this early. All right, we probably thought maybe at the end of the season, if they didn't make the playoffs or they were one and done, whatever. But it's come to a head. And Aaron Rodgers, to me, Kenny, can say all he wants to Pat McAfee and any other show that he goes on, but there's no way that management, Woody Johnson, guys in the front office did not, Douglas did not speak to Aaron Rodgers before making this decision. There's no way. I'm not saying that he is the reason why Robert Saleh is fired, but I'm thinking they were going in that direction, and they definitely wanted Rodgers' opinion on it. There's no way they let him go without talking to him. So Rodgers will not admit it, and I don't blame him for it, but he definitely had a part in it.
Okay, well, from what I heard, because I'm putting the pieces together myself, Nathaniel Hackett was brought there pretty much to work with Aaron, correct?
Right.
Okay, and then so Saleh didn't like it, or it wasn't working out, clearly because the defense doesn't seem to be the problem, but whatever. So he says, let's make this little shift just to see what happens. I don't think it was a permanent thing or whatever. Who knows what was going on? I don't know how that stuff even works, but it looks like he was pretty much demoted, and I'm pretty sure Aaron Rodgers took that a certain way. But I'm with you. I'm not there. I don't know these people. I don't know what's going on. I only hear what I hear out there from hearsay, all from third, fourth, fifth, sixth parties, right? So
yeah,
it's how does he not have a say in it? He's Aaron Rodgers, and
he does. There's no doubt. And as buddy as he is with Nathaniel Hackett, Aaron Rodgers above all wants to win. So you know what? He's going to have to go along with this Todd Downing now coming in as the offensive coordinator. He'll be calling the plays. Nathaniel Hackett will be just some sort of offensive coach. I don't know what. He's there just because Aaron Rodgers.
He's the offensive version of Brandon Staley.
Yeah, right.
He's consigliere, right? Is that it?
But that's it. Look, they needed a change anyway. They're 2-3. A lot of people expected them to be 4-1 by now, losing to the 49ers, but not some of these other games, So here they are, and now they have to make a change. And let's see if Jeff Ulbrich, who is the defensive coordinator, comes up and is now their head coach. He seems like he's got that Dan Campbell kind of esque, fire to him, biting kneecaps sort of thing. So maybe the Jets will latch on to that, because it wasn't working with Saleh. And I can't get over that when Aaron Rodgers was coming to the sideline after scoring a touchdown, how Saleh tried to embrace him and Rodgers pushed him away. To me, body language tells you everything right there. So,
I'm with you, yeah.
Yeah. Rodgers had a say in it. Again, not his fault. I'm sure it was a cumulative decision, but that is what it's made. Now, Saleh will be a defensive coordinator somewhere else, probably next year, but a head coach, not again. That experiment failed, my friend.
I don't think he was a head coach ever, in my opinion.
No.
But you see the new product comes out and it's hot and everybody's buying it.
That's what happens.
And so you want it.
Yes.
And you have more money than everyone else, or I don't know how you entice anyone to come to the Jets. As someone who grew up in the Northeast, you couldn't pay me enough.
Somebody who wants to be a head coach.
I'd rather play for the Mets than the Jets. I'm just teasing you.
Yeah, look, he'll be like Wade Phillips and Vic Fangio and these other guys who are just not meant to be head coaches. Nothing against him, but he'll be a DC somewhere else and moving on. That's what will happen. So we'll see if the Jets get anything going on out of this. But
here's the thing: I don't think the Jets have been affected too much by this move. To be honest with you,
I don't.
They're going to go on. I think they're going to go on normal.
It could be a galvanizing sort of event where they come together. Be like, all right, now it's a new regime, if you want to call it that, new story. Let's go. Let's win it for the coach. Let's do it for us. Let's show them we're not this bad. Not that they want to put it all on Robert Saleh, but you know what? It's time to go win. You're 2-3, and as a matter of fact, they can be in first place in the division in the AFC East if they beat the Buffalo Bills on Monday night. So we'll see.
Great segue into this game that we're going to talk about now on Thursday night, right?
Yes.
Same thing. If we win this game, we're fine. We only got to worry about our own divisions. We have to win our division now because losing 3 in division, losing 4 to the conference, we're not in good shape for any playoff situation.
No, definitely not. I mean, and even taking away the fact of who we're playing, how important that is, it's just going to a 2-4 record is not a good thing. Now, the NFC is not stacked, so I would not even call the season over at this point.
Right, absolutely.
But the 49ers, look, you want to show, they're mostly healthy now. They have a few guys out. I have a couple of notes here. Obviously, we know Hufanga is not playing. He's in the IR, so he's going to be out for a while.
I think they're trying to decide whether he is, but I'm pretty sure he's either there or.
Yeah, I thought that I saw they were putting him on the IR, but either way, this guy is not playing tonight, which is a problem because
probably rushed back a little too fast.
Look, you need to be able to guard DK Metcalf and Jackson Smith-Njigba, even Tyler Lockett when he gets downfield. Another thing, the 49ers aren't great against tight ends. They're not great against teams who have a wide receiver that is, coming out of the slot.
Physical and strong as DK.
Yeah, that's a problem. But so these kind of things we're going to have to overcome. Like Noah Fant could play a big part tonight. Jackson Smith-Njigba could play a really big part tonight coming out of the slot.
Zach Charbonnet.
Yeah, and Jarius Ward, I think he's playing, but he's banged up. So,
I don't know if he's banged up, but he sucks.
Yeah, he's really not even playing that good. No, we're in bad shape right now. Our secondary is in bad shape, and that's the only reason why, again, they get away with things is because our 4 defensive rushers are able to get home most of the time and at least speed up the play to make the secondary look a little bit better. But no, man, we got problems going on all over the place right now. Not to mention we lost our kicker. So we're bringing Matthew Wright, who is a veteran in this league. And, whatever, we needed somebody. But, losing that kicker, I hate to say it, made us lose that game last week. We would have beat
because we wouldn't have gone for it on that play.
Right. So that's a shitty loss right there. That one sucks. The one against the Rams, I can't take. Losing 2 games in a row by having a 10-point or more lead in the fourth quarter, can't do it. Can't happen.
We've known this as Niner fans for a while. Kyle's blown leads, and maybe some people remember his very first blown lead that I can't completely put on him, and I won't. But the big, Falcons game where everyone knows him. If they remember him from something, it's that. We know even more extensively that is a very true stat, and now everyone knows. And not everyone knows this yet, but I believe we've talked about it. His record in October is disastrous. So losing the first game in October, people may have been shocked. I knew it was going to happen. So
look, divisional games are crazy. Anything can happen. They should not have lost that game, as we know. Jake Moody, again, that's why kickers are so damn important. That's why I hate them in the freaking league. I wish no kicking at all, but I can go on a tangent about that for about an hour and a half without losing a breath.
I'm with you.
Can't stand it.
Go for 2. Go for 2.
Yeah, both teams got obstacles, right? No Reek Woolen tonight for Seattle, so that should help out Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel. So things are in our favor. Now, both teams are coming off bad losses. Seattle against the Giants at home and the 49ers losing at home against Arizona. So you know they're both going to get up for this game. Both teams know each other well. But, Kenny, the 49ers have won the last 4 meetings. So it seems that they got a little something on Seattle right now.
Yeah, that's the problem with it's like Janet Jackson said, what have you done for me lately? So, yeah. We have beat them 4 games in a row. You know what that matters tonight? Squelch.
I guess
doesn't
not.
mean shit. Doesn't mean anything. We could have won 100 before this, and it doesn't make any difference because one day we will beat Minnesota in Minnesota, and then after that we won't be able to use it anymore.
Yeah, really. It's only been, 32 years or something like that.
And this year it's been especially weird with upsets and comebacks at the end and real funny calls and really strange moments. And there's a lot of weirdness going on in the NFL. The injuries are like Twilight Zone-ish to a level that we've never seen.
Terrible. Yeah, the
Weird.
injuries they're killers this year. And that's why, again, it shows that you need to have a good backup quarterback. We need to expand the roster like we talked about before, so we're not going to talk about it again. But get it up to at least 60, please. Help these guys out. Help this team out. Do what you got to do. But, yeah, Seattle 49ers, we are definitely going to be talking more about this game and picking this game. But I did want to go over quick because Power 32 got its name from Power Rankings, Power 32 ranking all 32 teams. I'm not going to do that now. It's still a little bit too early, but we are going into week 6, so I'm curious about your top 5. I'll give you mine real quick, and I went back and forth. I struggled. Kansas City, they still got to be number 1 to me. They're undefeated. I mean, they're the champions.
Not always at the top, slotted in.
Right there. Kansas City, number 1. I got Minnesota at number 2, the only other undefeated team in the NFL. So why not? I mean, they're playing great. Their defense is playing excellent. They're scoring. I got Baltimore at 3 because they started out 0-2. They won their last 3, and now they're starting to really look like a football team. Now, the defense did not play well against Cincinnati, but that was to be expected. You and I both called that was.
But we know their defense is getting back to where it needs to be.
No doubt about it. So I got them there. Then I got Detroit 4th. I think they're a very well-rounded team. I mean, we saw Jared Goff go perfect. What was he, 18 for 18 going back to last week? So, they busted up on Seattle too a couple of weeks ago. And number 5 is where I'm starting to struggle. I don't know if I'm going Bills, I'm going Houston, if I'm going Green Bay, if I'm thinking about the 49ers. I'm having a tough time there because nobody's really standing out.
You don't like the Bucks to sneak in there?
I like them, but not enough if you're going to lose to Atlanta on Thursday night.
Yeah. Yeah, but they all get to lose a few games,
Yeah, I guess
about
so.
winning the important ones. So
yeah, well, we'll see. But I do like it. I do like Tampa Bay this year. I don't know if they're the 5th best overall team in the league right now, but I don't know. It's hard to pick. I mean,
I actually like your list, and I agree with everything. But the 5th one, I know who I like.
Who is it?
The Packers.
Okay, you see, I'm with you. I'm fine with that. Now,
The defense is looking real good, and they used to have Kirby Joseph, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's disgusting. That's just disgusting.
3 NFC North teams in the top 5 right now between Detroit.
But we talked about this, I believe, and I think that when we made our predictions, I picked 3 from this division to go in the NFC or some shit like I don't know. I can't remember now, but I'm pretty sure we were real. The NFC North, AFC North, and there were a couple divisions that we just weren't sure about. It was just, I think we all knew basically the Jaguars. That division was probably not going to be a problem for Houston, right? And Kansas City wasn't going to have a problem in their division. But the AFC East, we also talked about. Everything's up in the air right now. NFC West, we thought would be a little better. But right now we're struggling. So
yeah, the 49ers
and I think you like Seattle.
Yeah, we'll see if they struggle tonight. I mean, all right, they're on the road. It's tough to be a road team on a Thursday night game that was shown last week. Obviously, Atlanta took that one home. A tough game to call because Seattle, I believe, is somewhat underrated, but then again, they played kind of crappy the last couple of weeks. They lost to the Giants without Malik.
Are they playing great teams?
No, it's that they're really not. They're not. The 49ers, they're losing to teams that they should be beating right now. You got to think that they're going to look. George Kittle's playing. They're mostly healthy right now. They got most of their guys back. The defense is what I worry about. I can see DK Metcalf and JSN eating today. I could see Noah Fant having a big day. I could see the 49ers now dropping guys back and Kenneth Walker having a big day. So I think that coaching really comes down to it. What are the 49ers going to do? How are they going to attack Seattle's offense? Do they want to blitz? Do they want to stay in more of a man zone sort of scheme? I think if you give Geno Smith too much time, not that he's a great quarterback or anything, but they have good enough wide receivers where they're going to get open. And Kenny, you know that we don't have guys in the back end that can handle that. So to me, the only way is to be a little bit unorthodox and have the 49ers blitz a little bit more.
You're absolutely right. We have to get to Geno immediately and pray to God they don't get anything out there too deep. We also need our linebackers to make tackles.
Yeah.
We can't. Charbonnet can run just as good as Kenneth Walker III, if you ask me.
You can.
There's no real big difference except for load, right? Carries. Because I think if you gave Charbonnet as many carries as you do Kenneth Walker, he'll be just as good.
Maybe.
3 quality wide receivers. Geno Smith has been doing this, loves it in Seattle. They like him.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's all working in their favor. They're home. We suck. We have zero identity. Ward is our best cornerback, but he isn't playing like it. So Demo's our best cornerback. I think we just elevated Jalen Mahoney from the practice squad because we're hurting in the backfield. I'm sure it's not because they want to do that. With Hufanga gone now, Greenlaw's gone. We don't have Armstead anymore in the middle. We had him for a long time. A statue there, like a big wall, just standing there all the time. Always been able to do what he did. And we're just a different team altogether. And then the DC situation, we have to have a DC for more than 9 months.
Oh, my God.
People say a year, right? But it isn't.
Every year.
It's not. We don't even have them for a full year. So
they go off multiples. That's the problem. They perform so damn well. They become head coaches. DeMeco Ryans obviously latest one in that
they
group.
think so. But yeah, DeMeco was it's almost like Caleb Jaden. All right. So so like Caleb isn't doing as great. Salah. Jaden is rookie of the year and MVP right now. So but they're both good. You know, it's like just one of those things. It's your situation. And I think 100% luck.
There's so much luck involved. Look, we need guys like Isaiah Keough to step up. You know, Deommodore Lenoir can play. He's a good player, so I like the fact that he's there. But Jair Brown, George Odom, Rock Ya-Sin may have to play tonight, so he's going to have to step up. Fred Warner's playing with a bad ankle. Thank God he is playing. We need him in the middle so bad.
We need him, but we don't need him to get more hurt.
No, that's another thing. We don't need him to get more hurt, and that's what a lot of teams are dealing with. We've been talking about
We're a wounded animal. We're a wounded animal.
And look, Seattle ain't that healthy either. So, again, that's why I think this game comes down to coaching, and I think the 49ers are going to have to send more than 4 guys at a time at certain times. They're going to have to get creative with their defensive schemes because they can get beat with the run. We've seen it. They can get beat by the pass. We've seen it. Same thing goes for Seattle. Seattle can get gashed by the run. I think Jordan Mason's going to have a hell of a day. Last week, Dick Tracy over there for the freaking Giants ran for over 100 freaking yards. Who the hell saw that coming against Seattle, right? So you got to think Jordan Mason's going to be able to eat in this game. And that should open up the play-action pass. It's something that the 49ers are really good at, and hitting Kittle over the middle or, Ayuk downfield. Look, there's plenty that the 49ers can do. It comes down to execution and coaching. Kenny, who's going to execute better tonight? Who's going to coach better tonight? What do you see happening here? We do remember that Mike McDonald, let's not forget, he was the defensive coordinator last year for the Baltimore Ravens, and they kicked the shit out of the 49ers. I think that was Monday.
I was just going to say, they have the coach, the defensive coordinator for the Ravens is now there. Last year that game was terrible. I mean, it's almost like he knew our playbook, and he was calling defenses specifically to our printed out playbook.
Felt completely defeated.
Let's not forget our special teams is pure garbage for some reason, which is why we lost. Another reason we lost to the Cardinals. I want to talk about the Jordan. Oh no, let's not. I guess we can. It makes sense. The Jordan Mason fumble. Everyone was very mad at me for saying this because I'm on a few other shows. I do the smart ass thing other places, and I'm saying I heard the Benny
smart ass. So you got to spread the wealth.
Yeah, I got to spread the smart assness around. So I saw the Jordan Mason fumble, and the guy is a pro. We know he's a pro. And I hear the Benny Hill music pump in, and he's holding the ball with one hand up in the air and flinging it around like a toy, and I just don't get it. No, he's not even down. He knows he's not down, He's rolling on the pile. His feet are in the air. He hasn't touched the floor yet, and he's got the ball out like this for no. I just don't understand it. It doesn't
Killer.
make any sense.
No, killer. I don't know why he was holding the ball out like a loaf of bread, like people say he really was. You got to put that into your chest and get your other arm on it. What an important time. Look, that is a lesson learned, but a really bad and important one to learn at that sort of time. I don't see Mason doing that again, but damn, that is part of the reason why we lost. I'm not going to put it all on him. There are plenty of other reasons, again, like not having a field goal kicker.
Not having a kicker was the other thing, yeah. Yeah, but you know
hurt.
what? You learn this, and you know, because I'm sure you played football. Pop Warner, you're going to make contact. You hold the ball with two hands. That's like learning to use your signal, which people still can't do today. But it's like one of the first things you learn, and then people just don't use it. So I just baseball is the same way. Baseball is the same way, and what's worse is that they do have a minor league system. Some people in there for 5 years come to the majors and make the same mistake.
Yeah,
so, just crazy. Yeah.
Well,
I like rules and like protocol and shit because that works for me. Like I know exactly what to do. I don't have to think about it. But other people, I guess, doesn't work for them.
Got to pick this game, man. And you guys can pick it out there with us as we're going here strong on the Power 32 podcast. Smart ass and the smart guy doing that thing over here. So Thursday night game, here it is. We broke down to a T over there as much as we possibly could. Which quarterback will have the bigger game? Which quarterback will not make the mistakes? It's going to come down to that. I mean, again, turnovers and coaching and execution. Yeah, I guess I'm going to be a homer here and go with the 49ers. And I think there's a reason why the 49ers are favored 3.5 points on the road in Seattle. That tells you a lot right there if you're into gambling and stuff like that, which I am. Wink, wink, nod, nod.
Yeah.
Like that stuff. But, yeah, that tells me a little bit of something. And, again, the 49ers, I feel like they have more skill position players. They're more seasoned. They do have a better defense right now. And I think that they should overall be able to outscore Seattle. So it could be a lot of points in this game. I'm not going to predict the final score. I'm not sure. But, Kenny, I'm going to take our 49ers to win Thursday night on the road.
All right. I am too. But I'm going to take it begrudgingly like I did last week, knowing, and we talked about that. We knew, we said we knew we were probably going to lose this game, but we were picking the Niners because we think they're a better team. And they are, and they should be.
And they were. They were the better team that day. They lost on a technicality, if you want to call it that. But
weird, wild stuff. Just weird stuff going on. So we have to win this, unless we have something a trick up our sleeves, because this is going to be really tough. We'd be down to everyone in our division once already, and we've lost to 4 conference teams. And so we have to win our division, and that makes things a lot tougher because you don't have 2 options anymore. You have 1 option. The pressure starts to come on. There's going to be more injuries. There's going to be more nonsense. There's going to be missed calls, blown calls. It's just this roller coaster, spiked gauntlet we have to go through right now.
Yeah, and that's what it is. And the road does not get that much easier. We still got to play a lot of good teams. As a matter of fact, in a couple of weeks, we are playing the Dallas Cowboys. And George Teague, former safety of the Cowboys and Packers, will be on with us to help break down that game. So we're looking forward to that in a couple of weeks. Should be a lot of fun. All right, we both got the Niners, but I'm going to give you a Seattle above or below in this game, and that would be DK Metcalf, because I believe he's going to have a really big game. I don't want him to, but I think that he will. On the Hard Rock bet, we're going by Hard Rock bet on this one. DK Metcalf, 62 receiving yards, above or below. I am definitely going above. I have a bad feeling that he's going to win this game. And got to see Steve-O.
Hey, Steve-O, what's going on, buddy? I'm guessing over 62 yards, but I'm going to say that he has no touchdown.
No touchdown, but over the yards.
Touchdown, but over 62 yards for sure.
All right, so I'm going above on that one.
Steve-O likes betting, so he'll like it.
All right, let's go to London. We gotta cross the sea over here. We're either going by boat or by plane, but Jacksonville and Chicago are going to play each other. I don't know why they can't get better freaking games over there. Jesus Christ, London. Man, I feel bad. Jacksonville, they got to go there like 19 times a year. It's ridiculous already. But anyway, I feel like they're the home team, even though Chicago's got the home team moniker for this game. So we'll go with that. Jacksonville, Chicago, neither team is great, but Jacksonville finally got their first win. So maybe they're feeling themselves a little bit last week. And as far as Chicago goes, while they're not playing great, and Caleb Williams is throwing the ball a little bit better now, I guess. They're really not impressing me that much, and beating up on the Rams doesn't do it for me. So I'm not totally sold on them right now.
Yeah.
Steve was saying, I don't bet on my Niners, expensive lesson. Yeah. Yeah, it could be. And the only time is if you want them to win. Otherwise, don't bet on them. But yeah, anyway, in this London game over here, these are two not great teams, two teams, Kenny, that are not going to the playoffs, but obviously both want to win because Chicago still has some sliver of belief over there. I don't know. This is a tough one to call. What do you think?
I'm going to go with the Jags because of their record overseas, and that I ultimately believe, and I don't think I'm the only one, that they'll be London's team at some point in the future.
Yeah, maybe.
The London Jaguars or something like that. And it's pretty cool. I would love it if that happened because that would be really fun, something that the NFL doesn't know how to have. So I'm going to go with the Jaguars. I like them there. Hopefully no coach loses there because usually they get canned after that. And I just don't – I dropped Caleb in fantasy. I stopped believing in him. It's not that I don't like the guy, but I also have Jaden, and I got to move on. I can't –
Well, you got Jaden, man. Yeah,
we can't keep going to the movies together and going out to eat if we're not going to, do the deed. So I had to drop Caleb, and I'm with Jaden now. I'm sorry.
You let him down easy.
And I'm a loyal guy, and so I supported the Bears when I had Caleb. I don't have Caleb anymore, so I feel like it's Jaguars time, and I think the running backs are going to eat up clock. I think they're just going to win this game. I think you got to lose sometime. I think the Bears going over there to London may be new to them as opposed to the Jaguars who live there. So.
Yeah, they really do. Jacksonville loves it over there in London, man, or the NFL loves to send them over there.
And they may love the Jags, so you got a little home field advantage.
They do. Too. They got the Jags are big time over there. They got plenty of fans. So
if I lived in London, Jaguars is just perfect, dude, and the logo's dope, and I would rock it. And if I lived in London, so that's my personal thing.
Oh God, I hope the NFL going to other countries. No offense to any other countries, but if they start actually having teams there. I don't know how that's going to work.
They should have facilities in the U.S., but they should still play games over there sometimes. That would be fun. I mean, they can't have 7 games there, though. You have to understand, that has to be part of it somehow. We can't be flying people over there unless we extend the season and games are every day of the year, and you have as much rest as you want because the way they schedule games. But we are
which you can't do in the NFL. And again, it's not just London. They're going to Brazil. They're going to Mexico.
Munich, Germany.
So, yeah, it's a lot of places. So,
but you know what? I think the players also like it. I think they like it. I think they like going on these little vacations with their team and having fun. But then I don't think they care about winning so much.
Well, that's kind of the point of it. You go over there to win, put on a show, whatever you get.
You're going to fly me to London. I don't think I care what the games go. I'm going to have so much fun while I'm in London.
Yeah, well, you don't need to bring your sunscreen. I know that. Above or below in this game, speaking of Caleb Williams, 239 passing yards. Above or below?
I don't think he needs 230 passing yards in this game. Okay. I don't think he'll have the time to do it either. And I think he'll run a little bit in this game, maybe 40 yards rushing, something like that.
All right, so more of a DeAndre Swift game for you?
I think DeAndre Swift, yes, and ATN and Bigsby. I think if all those guys are playing, then that's a lot of TOP. And I'm going to say there's not going to be too much time to throw the ball. And it's going to be London, and there's going to be other action going on and distraction, and it's weird for the Bears, I'm saying, not for the Jags. And so I think all that stuff might affect their game. If they go over there win 42-10, I'll come on here next time and say I'm a dumbass. So that's fine with me. But that's how I feel about it.
Any given Sunday, or it might even be Monday over there when they're playing. Who the hell knows? I have no idea. All right, let's get to our next game. Start breezing through a few of these so we can watch our Niners play the Seahawks tonight. And hopefully
remember that.
Oh, yeah, we got that game. Now, this game I can't wait to watch, and that's Washington at Baltimore, because Washington is exceeding everybody's expectations right now. Jaden Daniels, your boy, is killing it. Looks like a total pro. Was almost insulted in a way to be compared to Lamar Jackson. Said that, no, our games are a little bit different. They're not the same or whatever. I'm sure it wasn't insulted. I mean, that's pretty much.
He's trying to say he's a way better thrower of the football than Lamar.
Well, right now he might be. I don't know. Right now he might be. But Washington has definitely got it going on. But now Baltimore is on the rise, and they're figuring out, you know what, we got to run the ball. Derrick Henry is a closer. Lamar Jackson can throw from the pocket. And here's the big thing about Washington, why I'm sold on Baltimore winning this game, especially running the ball. Washington loves to play nickel defense, which means that they got 5, 6 DBs on the field at a time. Now, you let Derrick Henry see that, and he is going to destroy people.
He's going to play pinball.
Pinball, exactly. People are going to be knocking off him left and right. That is one of the big reasons why I like Baltimore in this game. The spread is 6.5. It may not be by that much because Washington has a really good offense and they will score, but I think Baltimore gets more for that reason, Kenny.
Yeah, I think it'll be a little back and forth, punching like a little boxing match back and forth for a while, and then I think eventually the Derrick Henry, the Lamar Jackson, the Zay Flowers, the Isaiah Likely, the combination of all that, it's going to be a lot for the young quarterback. But yeah. I would love to see Jaden win this game. And he would look, we had someone who was talked about as the MVP in week 16 and then fell off the face of the earth. So I don't know what's going to happen with Jaden, but he wins this game. It's going to be very tough to take the rookie of the year away from him, even if he does poorly all after this. Don't you think?
First, it'll be amazing telling us not only where he is, but where that team is right now under Dan Quinn, new coach and everything like that. You know, Rivera
and Kingsbury, and they got Del Rio at DC. This is what I'm talking about. Like it's a core there. It's not just one dude and then scrubs around him. Like, no offense, Niners.
Got the right guys, man.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it can't be Kyle and a bunch of his friends that he kind of trusts. We need minds in there. We need like three smart people, GM, head scout, add that into it. Everybody, let's go. Can't be Kyle and York. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we do have Lynch, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm getting at.
Lynch has been great for us. Freaking love that guy. Let's do our above and below for this game. Speaking of Derrick Henry, 82 rushing yards. Above or below?
Oh, man.
This is a lot.
I think I messed up last week saying Connors would have 100 yards, and I think he only had like 85. So
I'll give you credit for that. That's still pretty good.
It's still pretty close. Yeah. I think so because I think the Ravens have figured out they run the ball, they're going to win games.
Yeah, and for that reason I mentioned again, if you're going to put a bunch of 185-pound dudes against Derrick Henry, who is 250 pounds, when he hasn't eaten for a month, I mean, he's going to destroy you. So I think that he goes over that 82 yards. We got Arizona and Green Bay. Interesting matchup there. All right, down by the Bay, which is green, which doesn't make any sense to me because it's freezing over there. I don't get it, but whatever. Green Bay. The Packers are playing the Cardinals. Here we go. Those little birdies that they are. And the Cardinals, they have shown fight, but then again, on other games, they haven't shown anything. But they did win last week. The week before that, they lost. You don't know what's going on with this team. But I do know that if you give James Conner the football, good things are going to happen, Kenny.
Absolutely. And you don't need to even use Trey Benson, who hasn't had a great year, because you have Kyler who can run the ball.
Sure.
And then with Kyler, he just needs time. And all you need to do is catch it. So if he buys time, it'll be to the backup tight end or the wide receiver 6 if he's out there. It doesn't matter.
Speaking of wide receivers,
by themselves.
They got to get Marvin Harrison Jr. more involved in this thing. I mean, he's like doing great in the first quarter, part of the second quarter, and disappearing for the entire game after that. I don't want to know what's going on with that. It doesn't make any sense to me. He'll actually
it doesn't, because it can't simply be that they're double teaming him now. They could have been doing that from the start. So I don't think that's what it is. It's got to be a play calling thing.
It might be. I don't know. Steve, are you saying that you're going with Green Bay on this right now in your survivor pick?
I'm scared of the Green Bay pick this because we talked about it. We both like Green Bay, and then you know what can happen. So
yeah, well, I still like.
But I'm still picking Green Bay for that.
I'm picking Green Bay also. They got the better team. They should win. They're at home. Now that I think weather's going to be that much of a factor, but no, I'm going with the Packers on this one also. I think they should win. All right, you and I don't always agree on everything, but we agree on the first 4 games. Let's do
I think the first week we agreed a lot, and we had a good week.
Yeah, and that was one of our best weeks, actually.
Our best, yeah.
So, yeah, let's see how we do this week. You know, you can't always go with that favorite. You can't always go with the favorite.
That's what I say. Don't always pick that favorite.
Oh, Steve-O's from Wisconsin. All right, I got you, man. I got you. Big time.
He's not a cheesehead, though.
I love it. All right, above and below. Talking about Marvin Harrison Jr., 55 receiving yards. You could probably get that in the first quarter.
I think so. It's possible he doesn't, but by the entire game, I think 55 is an easy one. I don't know any other weapons that they have over there. Trey McBride got locked down by us pretty good, and I think that they'll be able to do that. So I think that's basically what's happening. So like you said, what's happening with Marvin Harrison, I think that eventually there's just no one else out there to throw the ball to. I don't really know anyone beyond McBride and Harrison and Benson and Connor on the offense. Do you?
They don't
I
have a
know
whole
there's
lot.
a
They had Wilson, they don't, Bell, they don't
Simmons
have
or
a whole lot.
something as a tight end, or I know there's guys out there, but I don't think there's anybody out there scaring anyone. So maybe that's just what it is. Just like we're having problems getting open, not scaring anybody with our wide receivers and stuff. I think that's probably what it is.
Okay, all right, 55. Well, I don't know. I'll go over because I think he gets that maybe in like the first beginning of second
Oh
quarter.
yeah, no, I'm definitely going over. I'm just saying there's no one else to throw to, so eventually that's what happens, I think, with them.
All right. Well, they got to get a little more well-rounded. Houston is a pretty well-rounded team, missing Joe Mixon a little bit, but they go on to play New England in New England, and that's a rollover for me. Big problem though with Nico Collins being out, which could be for the rest of the year. I'm not sure, but he's in trouble. He is out for a while.
At least 4 weeks.
Yeah, so Tank Dell is going to have to step up in this offense. Stephon Diggs, same thing. CJ Stroud, really good quarterback. Maybe Dalton Schultz gets more involved. On the road in New England, they still should be able to beat this team. New England's got nothing going on, but they are starting their new quarterback, Drake May, their rookie quarterback, finally getting a start. See what he's got. Is it the best matchup to do it against Houston right now with guys like Danielle Hunter, pouring down his throat? I'm not necessarily sure about that, but I do know that Houston is going to win this one. I might have give it. I think it's going to be like about 24-10, but I like Houston in New England, no problem. What do you think, Kenny?
I think it's an easy one for Houston. I think Tank Dell will have no problem. I think he's been licking his chops all year to just get a reception, and I think that he may be the wide receiver that they target the most. Use Diggs as a decoy mostly. But as far as the running game for the Houston Texans, I don't think it's going to matter who the running back is. It's just one of those Niner situations where I think the guy's still going to average about 3.5 to 4 yards per carry, whether it's Ogun Lablible.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if Pierce is even playing in this game, but the running backs that they have can do the same. I mean, they're not Joe Mixon. I'm not saying they're going to have 150 yards. I'm just saying they'll be able to run the ball for 2, 3, 4, 5 yards a pop. And they'll have Tank, and they'll have Diggs, and they'll have Schultz, like you said, and they have CJ. And it's just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with for New England.
Without a doubt. Hey, we got to say,
David
McNiner, what's up, man? Yep, he says, what up, fellas? The only thing that give 49ers confidence is the fact that the Sea Chickens have Geno Smith. Yeah.
I hope you're right. Man.
We both
I saw Geno run the ball a lot last week, and he looked pretty good.
Yeah. Geno's a good player. Again, it's where you play. A lot of that depends on. Anyway, we talked about Drake May. In his debut, will he go above or below 162 passing yards?
Oh, wow. I'm going to go below. Only because I've seen a lot of first games from rookie quarterbacks, and they're ugly. They're very ugly games.
I would have to imagine they're going to run the ball about 50 times this game. New England.
Yeah, because I like both their running backs just fine. And we could dish it off to them on screens and whatnot. We're good.
I'll take that prop bet all day, any freaking day. Give me Drake May under 162, no freaking problem. I love it all over, no doubt. All right, we got Tampa Bay at New Orleans this week. Now, Tampa Bay did get burned a little bit last week by not having Antoine Winfield Jr. in there. We saw Drake London just go nuts.
Darnell Mooney, too.
Yeah, Darnell, what a pickup he's been, huh? How about that?
Hey, if you picked him up on waivers, you're an animal.
Right, but and you know what I kind of did. I don't know. I got a few guys. I don't know if I can get them in there, but I'll find a way. I'll find a way.
Even playing from behind, Ramondre and Gibson are the guys on that team. Hunter Henry is probably the next best player or the second best player on the team. Mm-hmm. So there's not much to go to out there. So
no. Above, Patriots will be playing from behind. Yeah, but they still can't score. And Drake May is playing quarterback right now, Dave McNiner. I don't know.
It's throwing a lot of incomplete passes. Hey, but did the Bucs and the Saints already play? Because I feel like this is
I feel like they played already. Damn, I can't remember if they did play or not.
I
feel like they play every other week, pretty much.
Yeah,
and then they play, and then Atlanta's every other week after that.
Pretty much the South playing the South all year.
Yeah. So Derek Carr may not even be playing in this game.
I don't think he is. He's gone.
Yeah, I think he's out. So that poses a problem for a team that has been lacking on offense to begin with. Can't rely on that old defense all the time. So I'm going to keep this one short. Tampa Bay needs a win, wants a win, will get a win against New Orleans on the road. I might even lock that one in. So give me Tampa Bay all day, Kenny.
Yeah, I think the Saints defense impressed, but not at. They still give up a lot of points, so they'll get interceptions, they'll get fumble recoveries, they'll get sacks. They'll look good, but they're not really stopping anybody from scoring. It's one of those things. So I'm gonna go with Baker. Baker is someone I've liked every time. As soon as I started doing lives and talking about football, I always showed a little respect to Baker. I just always liked the guy a little bit. I think people hated him for the commercials. Let's go Buccaneers.
Maybe more than that. Maybe the fact that he was the cockiest person that ever lived on the planet. But I think that he grew up a little bit, and Tampa Bay has been working out pretty nice.
He was giving off a little vibe of like the quarterback that comes out who was hot shit in college and then never does anything. But he wound up being a pretty decent quarterback. Baker.
Things are different now, man. It took 4 teams, but whatever. Things are working out pretty good. All right, listen, bro. You mentioned points in this game, and now they'll be at a premium over here. So total points overall scored above or below 43.
Oh, wow. I don't think that the Saints are going to be able to score much.
Neither do I.
I think it might be it might be close to that, but under that, below.
I think Tampa wins like 21-10, so I would take below. I might even take the under on this game when I go to Hard Rock Bet on that one. So, yep, I'm down with that.
What's going on, Sentinel? How you doing, buddy?
Oh, Sentinel's here. What's up? Absolutely.
Right now, Sentinel's in my area. I'm really hoping that he's okay because there's some shady areas around here.
Oh, boy. Well, help a brother out, man. Let him know what to do. Jeez.
I told him he could stay here, but, we don't wear clothes in this house. I warned him. He passed. No, I'm just messing around.
Well, it's always good to have Sentinel in here. McNine or Steve-O, loving it, guys. We appreciate it. And, yeah, make your picks along with us. Have some freaking fun. Let's do it. All right, next game we got Cleveland and Philly, one that I'm not too hyped up about. Not going to lie, Cleveland, Philly. I mean, give me a break. These are 2 teams that are inept. Talk about going under. I'm going under. I don't even care if it was 20 points. I don't see a lot of scoring in this game. But, yeah, I mean, damn, Jalen Hurts, you got to get it together, bro. Things are not going well for you right now. I heard Nick Sirianni had a little powwow, right, Kenny? And they kind of were having a little laugh, and things are getting good between them.
Yeah. But you know what? I still like Saquon. I think he could score a lot in this game. I could see Saquon having 2 to 3 touchdowns in this game, having one of those games.
Who?
Saquon Barkley.
Oh, Saquon. Yeah. Oh, that. I think Saquon will be huge in this game. That's exactly where I'm going with this one. Cleveland, they're not the same defense they used to be, bro. Kenny, you're getting blown up over here in the comments, so go for it. I'll filibuster for a minute. Yeah,
most nights I hang out with Sentinel online, so.
Yeah. It's good to have friends. It's good to have friends. It's a beautiful thing. Well, glad he's on. I consider him a friend now, too. No doubt about it. Yeah, Cleveland, they can't score. Philadelphia can still stop people from scoring, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Probably a lot of field goals in this game. A.J. Brown is coming back, so that'll definitely help Philly's offense big time. But I'm with you.
Devonta Smith is back from his concussion.
Devonta Smith is back. That's right. But I'm with you. I think Saquon, this is his game, so I'm with you. I'm going to take Philadelphia, and then I got an above or below for you. You going with Philly too?
Yeah, because I don't know if you know this. I'm sure you've heard it. Guess who the most sacked quarterback in the league is?
Oh,
Mr.
sure.
Mr. Massage.
Yeah, Mr. Massage.
Yeah, so the Massage 3000.
Yeah. Mr. Massage 26 over
Massage,
here.
That's better. Yeah, that's bougie. I like that. So, that's pretty much it, man. They can't protect the quarterback, and he's having issues. So if you can't even protect Deshaun Watson, he's going to make a bunch of mistakes. It's going to be bad.
Ugly. Saquon, 85 rushing yards, above or below?
One more time, the yards?
Saquon, 85 rushing yards.
Yeah, I think he blows it away. I think they're going to use him specifically for the most part. I think with Devonta coming back from the concussion, they're probably going to take it easy on him. AJ may get targeted. I'm sure he will get targeted more than Devonta, but I just don't see a lot. I see a lot of running in this game. Mm-hmm. Long, slow game. Like, when sometimes halftime comes and they're like, it's halftime already? It's one of those games.
Yeah, right. Sneaky player in this game, maybe Jerome Ford. A bye weeks for a lot of people on fantasy. Yeah. Maybe you should pick him up. It might be a good idea. I'm not saying he's going to get you 20, but he may get you 12 to 14. You never know.
Now, fortunately, my waivers is picked apart, and I have a ton of running backs. Even though it's a PPR, I still love my running backs. And this week, I'm starting Braylon Allen and Tyjae Spears because my studs are all on bye week.
Oh, good luck, bro. Oh, man.
Good luck. But here is the thing. The Braylon, I think, is going to work out.
It might, but the Jets have not been able to run the ball. We'll talk about them when we get to that game. But
But you saw what the Ravens did to the Bills. They just ran the damn ball on them the whole
yeah,
time. And I
but
think
the
that's what
Jets
they
can't run
do.
block. I don't know what the hell's the matter with them. The Jets can't freaking run block. It's the
Yeah, what's
craziest
going
thing.
on? It was definitely an offensive issue. So
You got a guy like Brees Hall back there who is an animal, and he can't get anything going. I mean, he's getting hit in the backfield, 3 yards in the backfield
yeah,
before he
the
can do a
line
damn
for sure.
thing.
But
It's
still,
so
when that
it's
happened and he got stopped on the line twice, I don't care. I give it to him again. It's Brees Hall. I give him the ball again on the goal line. He has to get in there because it
Yeah,
looks bad. Look
no,
how bad it looks.
I
It's
agree.
all we've talked about.
Talking about Ford, he benched Ford for the Cincy guy
Yeah.
for Chase Brown, I'm guessing.
Which makes sense because Morris is gone, right? Zach Morris is out right now or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it's a great
All right.
pickup.
Let's hit up our next game. We got Indy and Tennessee with a few teams on a bye this week, obviously. Indy, Tennessee, I'm not excited about this game. Thank God for the red zone. So I'm not going to be really paying too much attention to them. I don't expect a lot to go on, but Indy's really banged up. I don't think Jonathan Taylor's going. I know Michael Pittman is out. Anthony Richardson is back, but I'm not even sure that's a good thing because Joe Flacco is better than him at this point.
He stinks.
Joe, he really does. He may be out of a job real soon. He's
also Josh Downs is hurt. And he gets Josh Downs, and he gets a lot of targets, especially Flacco, because Flacco is kind of like he wants to hit the Downs guys, not the Pierce guys.
You can't keep throwing the ball up to Alec Pierce and expecting miracles to happen.
That's all AR can do. That's what he's done.
That's it. So I feel bad for this guy. He's almost got like a Jamarcus Russell vibe to him, where he just cannot figure it out.
I took Jaden this year, and it was a late pick, and I felt and the foresight that took. I look like a genius right now. The problem is I would have skipped QBs altogether, and I would have started Flacco this week, even though I think they're going to lose. It doesn't
matter. It doesn't even matter in fantasy. It doesn't make a difference winning or losing.
Next year, I think I'm going to have to skip out on the quarterback. I'm going to try it next year, I think. Yeah.
Well, by default, I think Tennessee wins this game at home, running the ball. Maybe Calvin Ridley shows up for a change. It'll be ugly. It'll be low scoring. There'll be fumbles. There'll be block kicks. I guarantee you all those weird things that you don't expect to happen in a football game will happen here, but Tennessee will end up on the winning side of it.
Well, Levis isn't in this game, so that's helpful for the Titans.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah.
It's a good thing for the Titans. And I think I agree with you. That's why I have Spears in there as well. I think they're going to run the ball a lot in this game. I think the Titans are going to get out to an early lead and stay there unless Flacco does air the ball out. And then I see a lot of running. So I thought Pollard and Tajay, they kind of split it already, 60-40. Threw it in there, long shot Tajay Spears. I've been waiting all year to use them. So.
Well, all right. So you and I are both on Tennessee. Steve-O's giving you an above or below over here. Hopkins, 40 receiving yards. I'll give you mine.
Hopkins, I'm going to say lower. I don't know. I thought they were going to maybe trade him to the Chiefs even, I heard.
That might not be a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. There's a lot of mouths to feed in Tennessee.
He would thrive in Kansas City. He would be everything that he was 5 years ago. Just because
him and Juju would be enough for Pat.
Absolutely. No problem. Yeah. Wait for if Rashee Rice ever comes back.
And then they got the worthy, the boom guy for the one play for 69 yards and a touchdown. So
and let it happen. It works, man. That's all he freaking needs.
They get a running back over there. It's a problem. Kareem Hunt, we knew was a good running back. I don't know why he's just sitting around doing nothing, just there for the Chiefs to pick up.
Yeah.
Having Barry Bonds
right back to form.
On waivers.
Right back to form. Looked like he never left. It's amazing. Yeah. Unbelievable.
And he could have done that in Cleveland. Cleveland has an issue, okay? Cleveland Hunt was fine. Cleveland Baker was fine. And I know people say, and you've said it, I know, that Baker wasn't great in Cleveland. But I just think he's just the same guy. He doesn't write the plays. He doesn't sign linemen. He doesn't sign wide receivers. That's not his job. He just has to throw the ball. I think he's always been the same Baker. So they blew it on that trade and that package with Watson, destroyed their team, a team that didn't need to be destroyed again because they still haven't ever won anything.
No, they haven't won anything. You're right, man.
Cleveland, if you're a Cleveland fan, you got to feel like complete crap.
Steve-O's going with the Colts on this one over here. But yeah, if you're Cleveland, you can't feel damn good. I mean,
wow, Steve-O, that's all.
What are you going to do about Deshaun Watson? I mean, we can't get into it right now. We don't have the time. But the best idea would be to trade him, pay his salary, and then whoever gets him, let him go and just take those draft picks and go ahead and draft.
I mean, I agree, but again, that just starts like now that's like we're ruining football and we're carrying it in. It's getting contagious now. Now you're putting the
Everything about
cancer
Watson.
onto another team, like Russell Wilson in Pittsburgh. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Everything about Watson's bad. Everything about Watson is bad. End of story.
Yeah.
Everything about Watson is bad, really.
I think if I'm him, I just call it I call it a career. I retire with whatever millions and billions I already made and just disappear.
He's got plenty. He's $72 million against the cap next year. He's got to go. He will not be on Cleveland next year, I promise.
And they already restructured at the beginning of this year because they literally had no choice. They had to do it.
He will not be on the team. End of story. He won't be on the team after this year. I don't know where he'll be. He could be on Mars, but he won't
He'll be the third quarterback on the Jaguars behind Mac Jones.
Deion said he may be able to get out just in 10 days. Could he get out of the contract?
Deion. I mean, in football, anything's possible, but not in a normal contract in life.
Yeah, who the hell knows? That's true. Anything is possible in the NFL. All right, anything is possible. Is it possible Denver wins at home against the Chargers? I don't know.
They've won 3 in a row.
Denver has won 3 in a row. It's been ugly, but they won 3 in a row. Bo Nix is looking better and better, and Sean Payton's got to be loving that, holding his head up high. The tight is on. But the Chargers are that rough and tough team that don't look like a rough and tough team because they wear yellow and light blue. It's ridiculous. They should be wearing black and blue or something.
Not intimidating at all.
No, it's really not. But then they come out and they smash you in the freaking mouth. So Jim Harbaugh has brought his style over there, and it is working out. Denver, look, they've gotten a little lucky over the past couple of weeks. I do like their defense, but overall, I like the Chargers' run game. I like the Chargers' defense. I like the way that they're coached better. To me, they're just an all-around better team, and they're playing more like a cohesive unit where Denver is a week-to-week. What do you think is going to happen? That's why I like the Chargers to win the game this week on the road. I don't feel wonderful about it because I think it's going to be a really low-scoring game. I'm talking like 13-10 type of low scoring.
Oh, my God. I hope so. I hope so.
I think the Chargers end up on the winning side of it. What do you think?
I agree. I like the Chargers, and I'll tell you why I like the Chargers. I tried to explain it in another show this week. I've had their defense since day one. So what I know about them is they don't look impressive, but they don't give up a lot of points, and that's right. The most important thing.
Yes.
They average about an interception a game. That's a fact. And then I think they got 4 or 3 sacks in 4 games or 4 sacks in 5 games, something like that. So they do okay. But what I love about them is that their points are 10 points, 6 points, 10 points, 17 points.
Yeah.
That is what I want to see from my defense. I don't care how many sacks or interceptions or forced fumbles or whatever you have, because if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, nobody's getting any points. And that's what I love about it.
Keep the offense out of the end zone. That's the number one job. That's all you have to do, and they will win games, and they've been doing it that way. They're not scoring a lot of points. Justin Herbert is not lighting it up. He is no MVP this year. And
just one quick thing. I hope Steve-O's still here. This is why I don't bet. I took the Broncos in the first 2 games of the year. They lost. I picked against them in the last 3 games.
Oh, God. Oh, Kenny, that hurts to hear.
So, Steve-O, that's why I don't bet for money, okay? Because I suck at it.
Steve-O's taking the Broncos in this game. All right, he's going against
us. I mean, that's the smart pick. That seems like a smart pick to me.
So I'll write that down.
I get it.
All right, above or below, real quick. Justin Herbert, 191 passing yards.
Yeah, I think he blows that away. Even as bad as he's doing, I think he has no choice.
All right. Yeah. Let's.
I mean, unless he gets hurt, I think he goes over. Above.
Johnson will have to step up. Let's see. All right, we got Pittsburgh and Vegas. Oh man, the Steelers and the Raiders. It's all-time classic, but it's not really the same way now. Right now, Russell Wilson is practicing. He's good to go, but he is not the starter yet. They're going with Justin Fields until they finally show that he can't do it anymore. If that does come to that, we'll see. But it's his job right now. They're on the road in Vegas where Aiden O'Connell is now the starter, not Gardner Minshew. That's kind of ugly right there. Pittsburgh and the Raiders, whenever they get together, it's always a weird game, man. Reminds you.
They used to have some incredible games.
They used to have great games. We weren't alive for them, but they used to have some great games.
We saw some good ones in the 90s, but 70s. They were top notch.
Yeah.
Top notch teams. Great franchises. Okay.
Talk about from week to week. You don't know what's going to happen with the Raiders. They can play really well and go ahead and beat Baltimore, and then they can stick up the joint and lose to Carolina or something like that. It really doesn't make any sense.
I have nothing super smart to say about this matchup except for the fact that Aiden O'Connell he looks like he's like 20 years old,
Oh yeah, a little
but he's
boy.
still in high school. So like I can't pick the Raiders. And then they got no Devontae, and they've got no White. Is it Zamir White? Is that their
Yeah.
running back?
So they got no
They
chance.
got Alexander Madison at running back, and they got like Jacoby Myers and Trey Tucker at wide receiver, and they've got Aiden O'Connell. This just doesn't look like a great offense to me. There's no Max Crosby as far as I know. It just looks like a pretty easy game for the Steelers. They just got too much on this game, too much talent.
TJ
On the other
Watt's
side,
TJ Watt's gonna have a freaking field day in this game. There's no doubt about it.
most likely, yeah, that's
No
true.
doubt. All right, we got a few more games, and then we got a game that we got to get to ourselves. We have Atlanta at Carolina. Carolina obviously playing better with Andy Dalton. Atlanta is trying to ascend themselves into that top 5 in the league, or at least top 5 in the NFC. They're getting better. Kirk Cousins is coming back in the fourth quarter. You know, they're still not using everybody right, but I am impressed. We talked about this last week about Drake London coming up and becoming a better player, and he really has. So, I mean, Carolina, I would really love to pick them at home against Atlanta. So I'm going to. All right. That's what I'm going to do. That's going to be one of my upsets right there. Atlanta, they're not stable enough for me right now. I think that Carolina can get a few things done. The only thing that I'd be worried about is Deontay Johnson. He's questionable right now, but if he plays, I like Carolina in the upset.
So is Xavier Legette is also out or unlikely to play in this game.
Could hurt. That means you're going to have to see a lot of Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with the Falcons just because this is the one time I'm going to go with. Here's the thing. The Falcons have also burned me the way that Denver has. Every time I picked them, they've lost. Every time I haven't, they've won. So I'm just going to pick the Falcons this week.
We both picked against them last week. Both of us. We both had Tampa Bay in that Thursday night game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't never liked Cousins, but
I don't know if you saw the whole thing, but Tampa was dominating that game. It wasn't until the very end that Atlanta had these miracles happen left and right.
I either saw that game or I was following it like play-by-play on the app, but I did follow that game, and it was a very good game.
Let's do our above or below. Kirk Cousins, 250 passing yards.
On the Panthers, I think that's above. Did we do an above or below for the Steelers Raiders?
No, actually. Let me give it to you right now.
Steve said Fields over 36 yards rushing.
Let's go with that. Steve-O put that out there, 36-yard rushing. He's saying all Fay. I'm sure he means
I think he has to be over that, so I'm above.
36 rushing yards, he's probably going to need to do something like,
at least 50 yards rushing from him.
Easy enough for him to do. Like, yeah, he could do that. He could do that in his sleep. So why not? Let's go with that one. I like
that.
All right. I like this game a lot. Maybe the best game on the docket of the week, Detroit and Dallas. Okay, so a rematch from last year. Detroit is a better team. Again, I feel like they are more stable, more comfortable. Dallas, you don't know what you're going to get out of them. It's another week-to-week sort of thing. But Rico Dowdle finally got his stuff going a little bit. He had about 90 yards rushing last week. Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb are still one of the best combinations in the league, but so is Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown. You add on Laporta, you add on the two-headed running back. I mean, you know what? To me, Kenny, I think Detroit just has more weapons, and it doesn't matter to me. The game is in Dallas. Dallas loses in Dallas all the time. World. I don't care, but I think the Lions are the better team, and they want to come out and they want to show that and play that. And I think they have something to prove on defense too. They're a little embarrassed giving up 29 points to Seattle at home. They should.
The Lions DBs are having issues.
Yeah. Yes, they are. So, but I think they got something to prove. So I like Detroit in this game on the road.
I'm with you. I'm taking the Lions, and I'll tell you why. Sometimes it's just one guy that puts me over the top. David Montgomery.
Oh, he's a monster.
His last game was nuts. He bounced off some fool, knocked him out, and just kept going another direction.
Yeah, yes, he did. Yes,
then you've got Gibbs, and you've got Laporta, and protecting Goff. They have a really great line, and it's just they should be doing better than they are. Is all I'll say.
They have one of the best. Again, what do I talk to you about all the time? The trenches. Who is the best in the trenches?
The best O-line is probably.
I'm sorry. The Lions have one of the best offensive and defensive line combinations in the NFL. That's no secret why they are how good they are, and they're going to keep getting better. Oh, man, Steve-O's going on the Cowboys on this one, huh? Going against us.
Wow, that's weird.
It's time for Detroit to Detroit. I don't know, man.
Usually we call them the toilet. The toilet.
Yeah. Detroit. All right, Sunday night action. The Bengals, who, oh man, they were close to being 2-3, but now they're 1-4. probably
Wow.
out of the playoff race altogether, unless they could just, I don't know, start putting it together. It would have to come in New Jersey against the New York Giants on Sunday Night Football this week. The Giants, again, one of those sneaky teams. You really don't want to play them because they're tough.
Nah,
They play hard-nosed defense, man.
they got nothing to lose.
No, they really don't. They don't care. They're coming at you. They're snarling. They're growling. They want to. And me and you called it last week. We're like, watch, they're going to give Seattle all they can handle, and they beat them outright. So there you go. Will they do that at home against Cincinnati? Dude, Cincinnati needs a win so bad. They have to win this game. I don't see how they lose this game. I think that Burrow goes nuts with Higgins and Chase. It'll be crazy. He'll throw for near about. You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb. Ready? I'm going to say that Burrow throws for at least 400 yards in this game.
I don't want to hear that because that's the person I'm playing this week. They have
I'm sorry to hear that.
But yeah, he's absolutely going to do that. That's why. But luckily, that's the only good person that they have on their team, so I may win. Giants last week were awesome, in my opinion, and they didn't even have neighbors.
That's right.
They didn't have Singletary.
Nope.
They didn't have their starters, and they won. How do the Niners? Yeah. We need to call the Giants, and the Niners need to ask them, how do you win when your best players are injured? How do you win when Daniel Jones is your quarterback?
How do you win with these freaking guys? How the hell do you beat?
We were better with no BA, no CMC, and Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback.
Crazy.
Does that blow your mind right now?
Coaching, my friend. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. So I'm taking the Bengals. I'm with you. Last time I took them, I've taken them a few times, obviously, and it's burned me. But I took them when they won. They had to win, and I feel like they have to win again. The Giants really don't have a place in that division, I think, yet. So that loss won't really matter. But I said that about Washington a few weeks ago, I think it was, and they won. So it's tough, and I've been backing the Giants all year, but I'm going to go with the Bengals. Burrow's going to have a huge game. Higgins, Chase, they're going to be fine.
Agreed. And then that guy's name that I can't pronounce, Iovescu, Iowosho.
Oh, they also got two very good tight ends. They got Jazicki, and they got Eric All Jr.
Yeah, like a second. What are you doing? Are you drinking vodka straight out the bottle? No?
No, it's just water in a
just water. Don't disappoint me. Come on. Drink up, man. Have fun. Drink up. All right, let's do our above and below for this game. One Jamar Chase, 78 yards. Above or below?
Above.
Way above and beyond.
I don't think that who's going to cover him? Bradbury?
Dory Jackson?
Okay. Yeah, probably. I still think it's going to be a good matchup.
But they're going to move him around anyway. Jamar Chase moves around.
And Higgins. It's a lot. It's a lot. And the running back that was Chase Brown was the better running back anyway. And now he's RB1.
Yeah.
It's going to be easier.
Right now. You don't.
But something weird's going on with the Bengals, though. Something weird's going on with the Bengals. So
I don't know. There's still a team that I would not want to play, and they showed that last week. They were up 10 points in the fourth quarter, where Baltimore usually blows fourth quarter leads. They came back in the fourth quarter and won that game. But, hey, look, things happen. Burrow was flawless until that interception. Flawless. He was killing it. But that's it. One turnover is all it takes.
Right.
And let's see who turns the ball over Monday night when the Buffalo Bills go to New Jersey to play another New York team. Doesn't make any damn sense. But
they're playing a New Jersey team.
Yeah, just be Jersey. Just call them Jersey and let Buffalo be the New York team. So Buffalo is really the New York team.
Yeah, I think that the Jets should move to New Jersey, but it's such an old franchise in New York. I don't think it's going to happen, dude.
They can't do it. It's a weird thing.
Not maybe like they could do New York, New
Jersey. New York.
Like New York, New Jersey Giants, New York, New Jersey Jets, something like that, maybe.
Yeah, and why?
Because where you're from and where I'm from, we know where we live is like the same. Like New York State, that doesn't mean shit to me. I know more about Long Island. You know more about like Jersey City, Hoboken area. It's like one place. Like I feel like the boroughs and North Jersey are like its own thing.
Yeah, they pretty much are. Yeah, I mean they're only a freaking bridge away. That's all it takes. You just hop on a bridge and you're good to go.
It's just that then when they started all the states, New York was like, shit, we got all this space, but no fun shit. Yeah. We'll take the boroughs from New Jersey, and like New Jersey's like, we don't give a shit. They're gonna be ours anyway.
Well, the Jets aren't having a lot of fun in New York or New Jersey right now because they've been losing. They're 2-3. That's not where they wanted to be, but they are not out because if they beat the Bills miraculously on Monday Night Football, they will be in first place, tied 3-3 with Buffalo, but having that head-to-head win. It's going to be tough to do. But now, again, new regime over here, if you want to call it that, with Jeff Ulbrich being the head coach of the team. No more Nathaniel Hackett calling the plays. Aaron Rodgers, maybe he's going to deal with more motion. Aaron Rodgers does not like to use motion in the offense, but when you look at teams that are successful in the NFL, they're using motion. It works out. You want to confuse the defense. So let's see if they change things around with that. Will it be enough to beat Buffalo? Man, they're coming off of 2 losses that they feel they should have won. And how dumb were they last week, throwing the ball 3 times from their own goal line against Houston? Giving them enough time to come and kick a field goal made absolutely no sense. They'll never make that mistake again. They won't.
I mean,
will they really?
With the spread and stuff, I just don't even question this weird people going for points and things that don't matter or whatever in games has like been a new thing. Like remember when the McVay did it against us last year? He kicked a field goal for no reason at the end of the game, and so weird stuff's going on, man. And with the Ravens starting out the way they did and the Bengals starting out the way they did, it just seems kind of like a weird year. So everything that's supposed to make sense may not make sense this year,
The ghost of Pete Rose is helping to bet these games.
I'm guessing you like the Bills then.
Not a whole lot, because they have not been playing great, but they are better than the Jets, and the Jets offense looks inept right now. I don't think that because they have brand new coaches, well, not brand new, but, coaches in different spots in the team right now, that everything is going to change in 1 week. It'll be a little bit more time. So, I'm going to take Buffalo on the road.
I'm going to go the other direction on this one.
Okay.
I just believe that Aaron is like the Kyle of being quarterbacks, and like he likes things to be perfect, and he likes Lazard because he knows Lazard, and he likes Hackett because he knows Hackett. And
Lazard can't catch the damn ball. I mean,
he feels like he's got 4 MVPs. He's been in this league for 20 years. He has say, and he needs to know he has pull and control. I think he likes control. I think that he can play great when he wants to, and I think he wants to win this game after what just happened. And I think the franchise looks like shit right now, and he has to pull a rabbit out of his hat and win this game.
Well, I think he wants to win every damn game, but don't mean it's going to happen. But
but I like Braylon and I like Brees in this game because the Ravens ran all over the Bills, man. The Bills cannot stop the run, and they got no Cook.
Not been able to run. This would be a game that they should do it. Go. You know what? Even if it's not working for an entire quarter, keep at it, figure it out, switch it up, do zone schemes, gaps, figure it out. They have to figure it out, man. Otherwise, it's going to be a much longer season. And Aaron Rodgers ain't want to go out like that, bro.
Yeah. I feel like, look, he's had a good game this year before. I know it's in him, and he does it when he wants to. I just feel like he has to be properly motivated. I don't believe that he's 100% invested in NFL football anymore. I think he just goes out there and does whatever he wants. Because he's already been paid.
Well, he feels like he's on top of the world. He's elite. He can do whatever the hell he wants, basically, for the most part.
He's won a Super Bowl. He's won 4 MVPs. And, I mean, that's a lot in football. You're royalty doing that.
Absolutely. Well, let's do our above or below before this. Yeah, at 8:10 already, so we got to get this going over here. I know it's still freaking afternoon where you are, for God's sake, but that's great.
5 o'clock here, yeah.
Unbelievable. All right, Josh Allen, 211 passing yards, above or below?
Above.
Above. All right, so that means some throwing. That means some guys are going to have to step
I believe Cook is out of this game, and Ray Davis is not going to get 25 carries. So.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, but more than anything, brother, I'm looking forward to this game. I'm getting ready to turn this bad boy on. We got our Niners tonight against the Seahawks, divisional battle. Kenny, you mentioned it, how important it is to win. Could go 0-4 in the conference, 0-3 in the division. That would be terrible. Cannot have it happen. The Power 32 podcast will not let it happen. So go 49ers, baby, 28-24.
Yeah.
Let's do it, Kenny. Hey, thanks. We appreciate you guys out there, Sentinel, Steve-O, everybody who chimed in. Of course, we had your boy was in here. Mr. McNiner was in here as well. So we appreciate all you guys. We'll be back next Thursday to cover more football. Your questions, your comments, we love it. We appreciate it. We are out. See you next time. Peace.